show offensively against Santa Clara tonight. Just 2-3 extra base hits in total. It's kind of your thoughts on your lack of versatility to put up the big numbers while playing small ball.
It was, we were just kind of talking a minute ago just about the offensive dynamic that we can beat you in more ways than one. We don't have to rely on home runs to beat you. We can steal bases. We can, play hit and run, go the other way, execute a great contact play there. It can't be rolled over, and Harris scores on that. It's just, good offenses are dynamic and have more ways to beat you than one, and that's what we're striving to do. Obviously, it's nice and fun when you sit back and hit the long ball, but there's going to be times where you have to manufacture and execute and do things to score runs, and we were able to do that a little bit tonight.
Had to use a lot of pitchers doing part two, just 12 walks, but still made the big outs. So, what's kind of your thoughts on your pitching staff's performance tonight?
I'll start with the positives. Adam Behrens, hats off to him again. Just a great job going out and sticking to his guns and throwing his game. He gave up a couple long balls. The Culpepper kid can swing the bat a little bit, and we had plans to just pound him in all day, and he made an adjustment and got one. And I'm like, hey, good, make it fun. I mean, he hit the crap out of that ball, so it's like, get your money's worth. Sit there and watch it, cool, right? So, and then he bounced right back and does his thing. So, great job, great start from him. We're going to keep lengthening him out. I think that's a phenomenal role for him to, I could see him knocking on the door, being, somewhere in the rotation at some point in time. I just liked how he goes about his work, and that's great. The other guys showed flashes, but it didn't sustain a lot. I was really excited with Matt Cornelius and Ryan Schiefer. Both threw the ball outstanding in tough situations that they came into, and then, how about Matty Teedy, coming in with 2-0 count and the sacks juice, go ahead run. I'm like, I just told him, you're the one guy that can handle this situation, so go get him, and he, didn't disappoint. So I was proud of Matty for how he did that. But some of the other guys, hey, we knew there was going to be some growing pains, but on the other hand, they got to grow up a little bit. And it's time for them to understand that we can't go out and walk 4 guys in an inning. That's just unacceptable. And I'm not going down that road again. And they need to understand that we surpassed our walk total from the whole weekend in one game, and we got lucky. That usually comes back to bite you, but we found a way to still get the win, which is rather impressive given the circumstances, and facing their Friday night guy and their closer, and we were still able to get a win off them. Using our midweek, it's pretty good.
Used a lot of arms tonight with the 4-game series coming up. What's kind of the bullpen's availability for that?
I mean, everybody that threw tonight out of the pen will be fresh and ready to go. We didn't overextend anybody. The highest pitch total was Carlone, was 27, and he didn't have it tonight. He wasn't throwing strikes like he's capable of, and everybody else's pitch count is rather low, so they'll be good to bounce back for the weekend. Adam Behrens has a rubber arm. He'll be able to come probably out of the pen at some point, Saturday or Sunday if we need him to. So we're in good shape.
Despite the struggles you just mentioned, still a big win over a ranked opponent in the middle of the week. How big was this one?
I mean, I think it's that's a good team. And again, we're not going to have any cakewalks. And they're a ranked team for a reason. They're they were right on the bubble last year of getting into the tournament. They got a lot of returners, good arms, guys that can hit the ball a long way, some talented players. So for us to, given all the, let's say negative stuff, but all the adversity, I guess, that we faced today and all the self-induced wounds that we gave ourselves, we still found a way to win. So that's a big win for us, and hopefully a confidence builder that we didn't play our best baseball today. We left outs out there that added pitch counts to Behrens and a couple other guys that we, botched a couple plays that were routine, but we still found a way to win. So it's a good win.
Can you talk about Stephen Ondina's impact on the game at shortstop?
Defensively, first and foremost, he made some big league plays out there today. A couple of backhands, one diving. I think that one was in the first inning. He had a nice backhand deep in the hole. And then the second inning, I think, was a diving backhand where they turned a double play, and just his defense, saved a lot of base runners today. And then offensively, that's what he's capable of doing when he kind of stays within himself and keeps the ball out of the air. Goes the other way, uses the hole over there on the right side, and extra base runners that way, and keeps the line going. That's what he's capable of doing. So kind of an unsung hero in today's game, in my opinion. He played outstanding.
You told us on Sunday that you were pretty happy, or at least more okay with the guys getting hit up because they were hitting the strike zone. They weren't really doing that too well tonight. Is there anything different that you saw tonight as opposed to Saturday, Sunday last weekend?
First, a lot of these guys first time out. Barnesy first outing. Halvey's still getting his feet wet. Matt Cornelius didn't. I don't know if he didn't walk anybody, but Carlone still. These guys are young. They're inexperienced still, but the expectations are way higher than that. So they understand that, and they heard about it afterwards. But at the end of the day, good teams pick each other up when they need to be picked up, and so we'll try to build on it and take the positives away from it and get better on the things we need to work on.
Is that a little bit also kind of just continuing to play college baseball that they'll learn those kind of things?
I hope so. I hope they learn it sooner than later, because I'm going to end up with no hair if that's the case. So, but they understand it. They just have to do a better job executing.
How valuable are these kinds of games where you can get to see a lot of different guys in high leverage situations? Obviously with Schiefer, Cornelius, and Teeding with some big strikeouts, bases loaded, to the evaluation process of figuring out the guys who you can really trust throughout the season.
Well, I mean, that's the challenge that we have as a coaching staff right now. Is we have a lot of capable arms, but guys that we haven't seen when the lights come on, and so it's going to be a continuous evaluation of who can get it done and who can't. And ultimately we'll whittle it down to our top 10 or 12 arms, and that's who we'll go with. But a lot of people say, well, isn't that the fall and spring? Is that what that's for? Well, yeah, inter squads are a little bit different than when lights come on for real. So we have to find out who's capable of making those adjustments, and who we really trust in those high leverage situations to come in and get outs for us. So the Carlone and Cornelius and Schiefer opened my eyes a little bit today. They did outstanding in big situations.
The junior college transfers, can you walk us through the recruitment process for those two in particular?
It was, those guys were on our radar, and Gilly had Chief and was the one that called me about him, and said that, hey, he was throwing the best out of anybody they had. At the point in time that we started recruiting him, he hit a little bit of bump in the road during their season last year, and but it's something about his arm that I believe in and trust, that I thought we could get better here, and he's making some nice strides, developing a pretty good split finger pitch and a good slider. So excited about him. Matt Cornelius, I'll be honest with you, after we committed him, the next 2 or 3 times we saw him, we're like, oof. His velo was really down, but he threw a lot of innings last year, and we tried to take that into consideration as to maybe he might have been fatigued at the end of the year. But we trusted our gut with him that he's the right mentality, makeup type kid, and he's come in and clearly threw the ball very well today.
Isaiah Jackson had another 2-hit performance and 3 RBIs tonight. He just spoke to us about his balance and his approach at the plate, but I'm wondering, what have you seen out of him compared from last season to this season?
Consistency, balance to the swing, and more aggressive. So he's not letting as many cookies go down the plate and look at the umpire like he's got 3 heads. It's like, no, those are strikes, dude. You gotta swing the bat. Every umpire is not wrong. Like, at some point you gotta make the adjustment, and he has. He's done a great job and worked extremely hard, and kept his balance throughout his swing and his head level, so where he's seeing those pitches better, and he's being on time and aggressive, which, again, I'm no hitting guru, but that's usually a recipe for success when you're on time and balanced and attacking the fastball.
With Steven being a late pickup, had you looked at him before the process of you then having to go find another shortstop, or was that more like a very sort of expedited thing?
No, it was the situation we got left. It was very expedited. We weren't anticipating having to go out and get a shortstop, but you guys all know what happened. So it was one of those things. We had to go find the best guy available, at that point in time. And you know, we got a call from a contact in Florida, say, hey, this kid can really play defense, and I think there's more in there offensively if you guys can get it out of him. And you know, we watched a bunch of film on him and said, yeah, this kid can play, you know, a little bit. He's twitchy and can really, you know, if we can calm him down and get him to make the routine plays, he's got a chance to be pretty dang good. And you know, did a fine job, you know, where he was before. But I think that was a situation he wanted to try a new scenery, and we needed a guy, and we welcomed him with open arms. And he's been outstanding. The guys love him in there. He speaks Spanish real fast. And guys think that's funny because they can't understand him, but it's pretty funny. So he's been an outstanding addition to our clubhouse.
You mentioned he was a little bit, before the opening weekend, he was a little more steady offensively at that position. What kind of strides did you see him take in the offseason with, you know, trying to develop that side of his game?
When he tries to, spoken after a man of my own heart, you try to get outside of yourself and do too much, you're not very good. You know, when you stay within yourself, and he's a line drive hitter and has to be able to handle the bat and do all the little things correctly, bunt, hit and run, you know, move runners, stay on top of the baseball, because you know, kid's 5'7" on a good day, he's not going to hit the ball on Van Buren. He's got to make his living with line drives and ground balls, and occasionally he's got the bat speed to pop one every now and again. But if you try to do that, you're out of your game. So just getting him to understand what makes him successful, and when he does that, he's very successful offensively, and you guys see what he does defensively. He's a good player.
Heard that Pat
Last
Murphy
question,
has
guys.
been kind of around the team a little bit with the Brewers in spring training. How has he been, like, kind of an influence here in the clubhouse?
Murph?
Yeah.
Murph's always, you know, he's a huge mentor for me, and will always be a huge part of my life as long as I'm here and in this seat. He's always going to be influential and a mentor and someone I go to for advice. And you know, I just am extremely blessed to have played for him and learned from him, and now get a chance to call him a friend and have that mentorship, you know, that I can go to at times, because God knows I need to, and he just is a tremendous human.
Like some of the pitchers have some pretty darn good movement on their stuff. How would you compare it to stuff you've seen before?
I mean, it's all really plus stuff. I mean, that's a good squad. They threw their Friday guy and their best closer and best arms out of the pen, so definitely really good stuff. I mean, but those guys, you kind of just got to eliminate pitches and just dial into one pitch, and it's kind of what we did, and we were able to get some pitches to hit, so did pretty well.
Take me through that at bat with that go-ahead single and stuff.
Same thing. I mean, I was just trying to get a heater out over the plate and go the other way just to stay on it a little bit, stay back for off-speed stuff, and got the 2 strikes, and same thing. He just kind of like threw one over in the plate, and I just was able to get it and snuck it through the little shift, so pretty big.
Steve made some flashy plays at shortstop today, but also 2 hits. Was this kind of like your kind of arrival moment?
Yeah, I would say I was struggling a little bit last weekend, but you know, thankfully I came through today for my team, so happy I came through.
Touched on it before, Isaiah, but the comfort level in terms of just how hot you started at the plate and mindset. Take us through sort of this off season. What really was the fundamental change to allow for this kind of start?
It all started just with last year. After the year, I mean, I kind of went to the coaches. I was like, look, I don't know what was going on. This isn't me. Like, I need to change something. And I sat down with Goffey. We talked about an hour, just talking hitting. And he's like, all right, tomorrow we're just gonna get in the cage, and we're just gonna start from scratch. And I was able to do that, and it kind of just was really focusing on this balance to my whole swing, which I've mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really just hammering that, which brought consistency in the fall, and then brought confidence, just trusting it, and then obviously it's been able to show a little bit.
Just 1 through 9, it seems like anyone can make it happen. How much trust do you guys have in one another that no matter who's got to make a play, whether it's on defense or at the plate, that you guys can do it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes deeper than 9. We got 20 guys that are able to come in and pinch hit. And like you saw today we were talking about it as a huge team win. We had 8 pitchers come in. We had a bunch of defensive change, guys coming in and out of the game. Compton having a pinch hit, good AB. And it was just a lot of a lot of team stuff that went on that led to that win. So.
Steven, you and Ethan were able to turn a couple double plays tonight. How would you say you guys have worked on your chemistry through things?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, any of the guys in the clubhouse have great chemistry. We always practice together, so it's been really good. Like just having chemistry with them. It's been...
Have you been able to mentor him or kind of provide any pieces of advice with him?
and Jax, it's like they're like my little brothers. You know, I'm a senior. I've been here before, so I've always told him what to do and what to focus on to be better each and every day. So it's been good. It was helping with everything.
For both of
Steven.
you guys, there was in Santa Clara, extra base hits, home runs today, just 2 extra base hits out of 10 hits. What do you speak of the lineup's versatility to hit the homers, but then also play small ball for wins?
I think it would just went into our game plan today of their starter, their Friday guy. He was this guy that lived at the top of the zone, and his fastball a lot of ride, and that was just with a lot of their pitchers. And we just kind of stressed in our conference before the game, just stay above the ball. So we were just able to do that and kind of executed the plan perfectly. Stay above the ball, get a lot of singles, and move guys over.
What were your thoughts on the pitching staff being a little bit more consistent tonight?
I mean, yeah, it was just the same thing I was saying. Just 8 guys coming in and getting the job done, you know. Only giving up 6 runs, which is huge. I mean, it was just kind of a matchup, and everybody just did their job pretty well, so really happy about that.
Is there a thought with you guys offensively where you're thinking, maybe not a specific number, but if they can hold them to 5 runs or less, the offense can just take it?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. We got all the trust in the world in our bats. You know, it showed the past 4 games we able to put some runs up against some pretty good pitching, so I think it helps the pitchers a lot too, just kind of throwing strikes with that confidence of knowing that we're going to score a lot of runs.
Jackson, walk us through your mindset hitting that home run to center field today.
I kind of, the first at bat he ended up getting me just a slider in the dirt, so I tried to just eliminate that pitch until I got to 2 strikes, which I ended up getting the 2 strikes, but was kind of just seeing it deep and just sitting on that heater away, and ended up getting that pitch exactly and just got extended on it and ended up getting it. So.
Steven, defense kind of gets lost in the shuffle these days with baseball, but you seem to take a lot of pride in it. How do you speak to the plus of your defensive ability and what it brings to the team?
I would say it's what I've been known for, but I always try to take pride in it because nobody does, and I don't know. It's something that I've loved since I'm little, playing shortstop and making all those great plays for a team. Because at the end, it does matter. So yeah, I take pride in every day, working on it. So.
The first double play you turned, Willie was on broadcast and he said he never made that play, that kind of play. How many years have you been playing shortstop? I imagine consecutively. That has kind of bred the comfort that you expect.
Yeah, I started playing since I'm 4 years old, so I've been playing shortstop since way that also. I even feel more comfortable in that position, which is kind of weird, but throughout the years, high school, I don't know why in Puerto Rico they take more pride in defense, so I just mastered that, and now I just love that. Just love to play defense.
You mean from like a coaching emphasis?
Yeah, like coaches and even scouts, they emphasize a lot just being a great defensive player. I'm not saying you shouldn't, be a great offensive player, but I don't know. I've always just like playing defense now. So.
Just
Steve, is there a good shortstop you pattern your play after?
I would say Francisco Lindor. I look up defensively and offensively. I think it's the best shortstop. Will be right now.
Good choice.
So since you were 4, shortstop?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make that clear.
And what would you say are some of your offensive adjustments you made tonight to help break through on that multi-hit game?
Just like Lumi mentioned, staying above the ball. I thought against Santa Clara, I was away from my approach, and today I felt I was on my approach, and everything just fell through, and even Gaffey was looking at me in first base. I told you, above the ball. So it's a great movement there.
Did the lineup switch of being in the 9th spot kind of help with that a little bit?
I don't care whether they put me or whether they put me. I'll do my job. It doesn't matter.
feeling in the ninth inning that you were going to get in? What was the process like where Willie came out, talked to Carlo, went back to the dugout, then came out and made it bat and brought you back in?
They had just told me to stay ready. I was kind of ready many points throughout the game, just waiting on my time to be called, and thankfully I got a chance right there, and it was really fun. So yeah, I was thankful for that, and they just told me to be ready. So
He said that he had told you basically you're the only one that can take us through this right now. What was the adrenaline going through you as you started to warm up there?
I mean, moments like that are always so fun. Coming in, the chance to save the game for the team is always a blast. So yeah, the adrenaline was obviously super high, and yeah, it was so much fun. So.
When your face is loaded, how do you kind of like calm your pressure in that like closing role?
I mean, I don't really know if you do it. Like that's why you play baseball, right? It's moments like that. It wasn't about calming the pressure for me at all. It was about embracing it, just having fun in it. So taking that whole moment in, I think was more the mentality rather than just trying to calm down.
Lots of high leverage outs between the three of you tonight. What's the mindset in those moments for either of you, just to stay calm and go pitch by pitch?
I'll go first. I mean, slowing the game down, having a chance to go out and compete, and also like saving your team from losing, as I said, going out, embracing the moment, and just know you got your guys back.
Yeah, I can kind of piggyback on that. It's a big moment for sure, but you got to simplify it. It's really not that complicated. You got a job to do, so rise to the occasion and get the job done.
For both of you guys coming from the JUCO level, what would you say are some of the adjustments you made in the off season to help prepare you to be able to come in these high leverage situations and execute?
For me, I'd say consistency over anything. I feel like at junior college level, you have the opportunity to develop yourself a little more, whereas here, you kind of got to be ready to go. So,
Yeah, I mean, you never know when your name is called upon, so you just got to be ready for anything. Coming from JUCO, it's obviously a bigger step. Like he said, you have to be ready on the spot, and also just trying to embrace everything. It's awesome to be here.
Understanding the JUCO grind and the goal of getting to the D1 level, what was kind of the emotional reaction when you knew you were going to get an opportunity to play at a program like ASU?
It was the best feeling. Going to sleep every night and like waking up and coming to the facility is the best part of my day. Trying to compete for a spot and just go after it.
What were some of the preparations that you made in the fall and in the winter to prepare yourself to face the D1 bats?
I mean, baseball is baseball. You go in, pitch by pitch, and try to execute everything. So, I mean, it's not really a big difference, but obviously there is. Just try to simplify it.
Matt, you talked in the preseason about being one of the older guys and helping a very young staff with Darren's getting his first career start tonight. What's your take on sort of how he came into the game today and just the energy?
I mean, Adam's pitched very mature through the entire fall and obviously to this point in spring. He's not a guy that we've had to try to teach him to slow the game down or anything. He's consistently pounded the strike zone and, like I said, thrown very mature. So he was, Bloomy made the right call giving him the start tonight, and, he proved why. He's a great arm, and he's very consistent and has shown that through the entire season and in the fall as well. So.
Matt, you've shown you're a man of faith. How has that influenced your game?
I mean, so much more than anyone else realizes. I would not be where I am today without the Lord, and everything He gives me is credit to Him. I am nothing without Him, and He gives me all of this. This is not me, this is Him.
Brian, playing with Coach Gillich and now being with Bloomquist, how would you say the connections just here at ASU have kind of helped you fold into the mix and make the transition process a little easier?
Gilly made it really, really easy for me, kind of guiding me in the right direction with just the person I am, which is my favorite part about him teaching me was that he could teach me to be a better person, not just a better player, and everything within that translates to school, outside of that as a person and then playing baseball too.
Matt, having been here for a while, what's the biggest thing that Gilly has added to the group as a whole?
I would just say his competitiveness. That guy loves to win, and having them on the staff has been a big game changer. I mean, obviously he works with the base running, the outfield, does stuff with the catching, all of that. I mean, he's incredibly smart baseball-wise, but just his mentality and, like I said, I mean, that guy wants to win more than anyone. So having that competitiveness and fire and drive on the staff has seeped into the players. You know, I ask all these guys, it's infectious the way he goes about trying to win every single day. So I think that's probably been the biggest thing.
This can be for any of you guys. Steven Ondina has been great defensively at shortstop. Okay, yeah. Like, what is it like to have someone, behind you that can really have that kind of special glove?
It's like speechless. I mean, you throw a pitch, look back, and he's like in a different spot from where he was. It's ridiculous. Like, I love the guy, and he's an amazing baseball player. So credit to him.
Yeah, I mean, having that behind you gives you so much confidence. It's really fun to pitch with, and watching him do his thing it's like magic. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with all that.
Willie told us he likes to speak Spanish. What are you guys seeing from him in the clubhouse?
Happy. Yeah, he likes to think he can speak Spanish. No, I mean, obviously Steve knows way more than any of us, but we all give him, say what we can and mess around with him as much as we can, but we all like to think we know Spanish, but Steve actually knows it, obviously.